Bodybuilding has been a beautiful experience for me, and I will continue it for the rest of my life. I only stopped competing, but I'm not stopping bodybuilding.
The 2024 Classic Physique Olympia we've all been waiting for has just warmed up, and it was full of surprises. Nearly 60 contenders were fighting for the top spot. Wesley Vissers, who many had high hopes for, found himself in the third call-out and finished in 8th place. Ramon Dino, despite all the hype after the press conference, appeared off his game and strangely placed 4th. Urs Kalecinski, on the other hand, brought his best physique today, sharper and more impressive than ever, but he still finished in 3rd, just like last year. The real surprise of the night came from Mike Sommerfeld, the underdog who showed up bigger, fuller and more conditioned than anyone expected, and finished in 2nd place after a tough battle with Queiroz the King Bumstead.
Are you threatened by these guys, or are they still fighting for 2nd?
Who claimed his 6th consecutive Olympia title before announcing his retirement in one of the greatest Olympia shows ever.
Yeah, I think a lot of people know what's coming tonight. This is gonna be my last time up on the stage.
First off, I have to point out something. There were a lot of competitors in the Classic Physique division this year. Almost 16 guys on stage. It took forever to present each one of them. And honestly, at times, it felt like an amateur show. I think they really need to make it harder to qualify for the Classic Physique. Plus, the lighting was worse than last year. It made everyone look softer than they actually were. And don't even get me started on the live stream quality. They are still using 480p cameras for the biggest bodybuilding show in the world. It's unbelievable. After all the athletes came out and did their individual poses, the moment everyone was waiting for finally happened. C-Bomb stepped on stage. And let me tell you, it was obvious right away that this guy is a whole different level. He's so hard to beat, and once again, he proved why he's the king of classic. After 6 years, Chris Bumstead is still miles ahead of the competition. Then came the first surprise of the show, a top 8 call-out, featuring Wesley Vissers, Michael De Bull, Urs Kalecinski, C-Bomb, Mike Sommerfeld, Ramon Dino, Jose, and Breon Ansley. The biggest disappointment for everyone on this lineup was Wesley Vissers. I honestly thought he had the potential to challenge Chris Bumstead this year, but I was completely wrong. Wesley came out looking soft. His legs lacked size, there were no details in his back, and compared to the other guys, his waist didn't have the classic look he was talking about.
I represent the Gillon era perfectly. And if I can then bring the modern conditioning, the proportions, that can definitely be the new standard, as it is called Classic Physique. And that's what I'm trying to represent.
It was really disappointing to see.
I love when Chris has this little smirk on his face. It's like, I know I'm beating you guys.
The competition was tough. After hours of comparisons, the judges asked Urs, C-Bomb, and Mike to return back, while Wesley, Michael, Ramon, Jose, and Breon were compared in the second group. Ramon Dino, who had finished as the runner-up to Bumstead the last 2 years, found himself fighting for the 4th place. Despite all the hype surrounding him before the show,
my back, my glutes, my hamstrings, bro. This year, I told you last year, remember? This year, bro, you... Over for you, bro. Don't touch me, bro. Don't touch me, bro.
Like I said before, I truly don't believe anyone is a threat right now. You know, I hear them all saying I'm gonna win, but when I look them all in the eye, I don't believe they believe themselves when they say that. So I'm not gonna believe it myself.
Ramon looked small on stage, lacking confidence and appeared flat and soft. His symmetry and conditioning were off, and he still poses like an amateur, struggling to hold the pose for more than 3 seconds. And what was going with his then? Ramon was literally melting on stage like an ice cream. It was sad to see him like this. To be honest, Ramon should feel lucky he placed 4th. I'm a huge fan of Dino, but it's time he learns how to pose. What's the point of having a Ferrari if you can't drive? He always looks better before the show, but just can't peak on the day of the competition. Something is off, and I really think he needs a new coach. On the opposite side of Ramon, what a package Urs brought this year. This is exactly why I love bodybuilding, especially in classic physique where there is not much room to grow. Urs made massive improvements, and he was so much better than last year. He showed everyone how to make real progress. One small thing about Urs, though maybe it's just me, his head and body body don't seem to match perfectly, even though I really liked his new look overall.
The little setback I had at the Arnold's made the bear definitely hungrier.
But the real breakout competitor this year was Mike Sommerfeld. No one expected him to be a threat, but he turns out to be the biggest surprise of the show. Mike brought that wow factor. He was bigger, fuller, and more conditioned than ever before. His lines, symmetry, and flow were on point. He came out with an unbeatable front double biceps that made him stand out in the lineup. Though honestly, I think it would have been better if he shaved the beard. It hides some of his traps and a bit of the finer details in his upper body. Mike joined Chris Bumstead and Urs in the final call-out, where each one of them got a chance to pose from the center. The battle continued into the finals, and the judges clearly favored Mike over Urs, giving him the chance to go toe-to-toe with the champ.
But I think Chris knows this is gonna be his toughest competition today.
Mike gave Chris a real challenge. It was a close fight. There were only 3 points separating them, which is the closest anyone has ever come to beating C-Bomb. Not even Ramon came this close last year.
Props to because Mike Sommerfeld kicked ass. No one expected to see him in that top 3, but Bumstead's got that structure.
He's so much bigger. He's so much more dense. And when you put him with the next guys, you're like, okay, they're in shape, but yeah, Chris is in really good shape, but look how much bigger he is. He's 15, 20 pounds heavier.
In the end, Mike finished as the runner-up. Urs took 3rd place once again, followed by Ramon Dino in 4th, Breon Ansley in 5th, Jose Manuel placed 6th, Mike Dabot 7th, and Wesley Vissers 8th. Chris Bumstead went on to win his 6th and final Olympia title in Las Vegas in an unforgettable moment.
I only stopped competing, but I'm not stopping bodybuilding.
Just like Arnold Schwarzenegger, Chris announced his retirement from competitive bodybuilding in front of millions watching.
It's with a really bittersweet feeling that this is gonna be my last time up on the stage. The past 8 years up here have been the most amazing journey of my life, and I wouldn't change a thing. I really hope I hope I've set the standard.
His retirement didn't come as a shock though. Many of us suspected that at almost 13 years old, he would hang up his lifting belt after securing another win at the biggest bodybuilding competition in the world. The big question now is, will Classic Physique ever be the same without Chris Bumstead? Of course not. We've seen this before. Sports always evolve, and there is always new talent rising. In this division, there are plenty of great competitors. And honestly, I think it's going to be even more exciting to see who will step up and become the next champion. Who will be the one to break Chris's record. At the same time, I know C-Bomb will be deeply missed on stage. He brought something special to the sport. So, thank you Chris for making bodybuilding great again. We'll see you around. Peace.